What's going on, y'all? So as homesteading really starts to build, the importance for that community builds with it. Now, we all constantly talk about the importance of having that community around you. Like-minded people, people that can support you, people that can help build you up, people that you can help build up as well. And sometimes that can be difficult. You don't know where to look. Sometimes it takes a person to put something on Facebook saying that, hey, they're going to meet up at a coffee shop, and anyone that can show up. And then sometimes it takes a local brewery hosting a seed swap and a Homestead Hangout. So that's exactly what's going to go on here. April 22nd, we're going to be hosting a seed swap and a Homestead Hangout. If you want to swap seeds, bring the seeds. If you just want to come hang out and meet community, come hang out, meet community, drink some delicious beers. But that's only one reason why I'm here right now. The other thing is, finding that homestead community is a little odd sometimes. You never know where you're going to run into someone who farms and grows stuff, like at a brewery. So I'm here today talking with my buddy Matt, who owns Hazelwood Brewery, who's also a farmer, grows his own hops, sources local honey for some of his beers, and he actually has something pretty neat he did in here as well. Okay, so now we're inside the brewery with Matt. I was talking about how you find community in like some of the weirdest places. And Matt brought up the fact that really a brewery is not that weird.
Yeah, no, it's all about the community. That's our thing, is like having people come together, all from different perspectives and different walks of life to contribute to our common good here. We're a production brewery, and we have a tasting room where people can come and enjoy our products and try our stuff out. But yeah, it's about more than just that.
Yeah.
You know, it's about the community.
Well, so, I talked about our event coming up April 22nd.
Yep.
What are the times for that?
All day. We're getting started in the morning. We'll have a double can release that day too. So a lot of good beer, new stuff, new sour beers. And we're working in conjunction with the Lexington Main Library. You can find more information on their website. They'll be posting about it shortly. You'll have a place to sign up to get a table. And if you want to participate, you can come out and be a part of our second annual plant swap, where we'll be swapping plants and cuttings and seedlings and doing all kinds of different garden-oriented projects. We have guest speakers, and it'll be a lot of fun. Last year was a blast, and had about 100 people out here, and we were able to all kind of meet each other, people with different backgrounds and with a common cause. I think it's a good idea to get everybody kind of together, and that way we can all build resilience in the community as far as gardening, and people that are like-minded in the situation that we needed each other. It would be great to have that group of people that can come together. So yeah, we're excited about it. April 22nd, all day, plant swap, second annual. Check us out at hazelwoodbeerco.com, and check us out on our Instagram and Facebook. That's a good way to stay up to date on all of our events.
Always present. So we got food trucks too, right?
Yes.
And live music.
Food trucks, live music, pretty much a normal Saturday afternoon.
Supporting the community too. And so I talked about you being a farmer and you growing your own stuff. What sort of things do you grow on your farm?
Well, I like to take credit for it, but it's mostly my father and my family who do a majority of the growing at the farm anymore. We try to get our hands dirty as much as we can. We have a hop farm. We've been doing that for 18 years now. Started it in 2005. There was a hop shortage. There was a warehouse caught on fire in Oregon and burned up about a quarter of the world's hop supply. So it caused the price of hops to skyrocket, and we wanted to try to jump in on that and see if it was a niche market crop that we were able to try to grow. It was just, a fun thing to explore with and try it out, and actually it turned out to grow pretty well. We've got about 150 plants that we keep going now. We've scaled it down a little bit just to make it easier for us to operate, and it really makes sense for the amount of beer that we're trying to brew with our own hops here at the brewery. Yeah. So it's a labor of love, but it is a beautiful plant to grow, and we love the products that it gives us. So yeah, we grow hops, we grow blueberries, we grow blackberries, scuppernongs, muscadines, herbs, flowers, pretty much everything we can try that South Carolina is known for. That's awesome. And we just try to diversify our crops a little bit, and always end up with heirloom varieties that we haven't tried yet. And we just like to eat. We like to grow our own food as much as we can. So it's just that connection with our land and just our that's the way we like to live, is as close to the source as possible. You have the opportunity to do that, but it's about making these little decisions that I think ultimately affect our health and our quality of life if we're able to just think ahead and maybe grow some things in our backyard if we're able to do that. There's also little hacks and ways to do it, and if you're in a urban area that doesn't have as much opportunity for gardening, there's porch gardening and all kinds of things like that. But I think we can all do little things to connect with our ingredients and be a little closer to the food that we're eating and understand where it comes from. Make that supply chain a little shorter, and lets us have better quality ingredients and things that we just love to eat. I mean, I think the best food comes from the closest to you.
Right.
Because it's the freshness, and that really matters. We treat our beer the same way. We really try to focus on quality ingredients and simplicity, and just letting the ingredients, show off the way they want to taste.
Right.
So that's why our beers are a little bit different than a lot of the other breweries, as we try to just connect with our local land and flavor. They call it terroir, but it's just the flavor of the land. So we love that kind of stuff. Cool.
You told me you source local honey for it's the neuroscience?
No, nanobots.
Nanobots. Mm-hmm. You have any of that on hand today?
We do.
We're going to have to try some.
Yeah, it's our honey.
It's your honey?
Yeah, my dad raises the bees.
So I didn't know that. I thought you sourced it just from local...
Hazelwood honey.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good stuff too.
See? You learn stuff anytime you just start talking to people.
We love pollinators. those things get out there and do nature's work for us.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I have to explain that to my kids all the time. They're like, it's a bee. I'm like, the bee doesn't want to hurt you.
Yep.
I said, we want to love that bee.
Mm-hmm. We love them.
They hurt if you mess with them, of course, but they are the most beautiful thing. I love seeing them right now. It's warming up around here. You're starting to see the butterflies. You're starting to see the bee life and stuff.
It's waking up.
Yeah, it's
got
wonderful.
that pollen to go collect.
Yeah. We got enough of it.
Yep. And we love
my truck.
We love using it to make our beer with and to cook with, and you can even make mead with it. I mean, it's so good.
Have you thought about making mead yet?
We make it on a personal level, but we can't do it legally here. We don't have the license to make mead. It's it's like a winery license.
So I've started seeing more mead in like grocery stores.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. No, and if you talk about using local ingredients, I think mead is one of the more able things that we can make. We can raise bees, and that's something that everybody benefits from. We need more bee people, especially right now with everything going on. But we named it nanobots because of the idea of colony collapse when we were dealing with the mystery of all the bees dying off. It was still a mystery, really. I think a lot of it's been attributed to pesticides. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But when the idea that the bees could die off, the theory was floated that we could take and make robot bees that would then go out and replace bees in nature and still pollinate, because at least I think a third of the food supply is pollinated by bees. Right. So if we were to lose that, we would be in a lot of trouble. So the idea was floated of making little robot bees, and that's where we kind of got the name for nanobots.
That's a cool name.
Yeah.
So these are hops.
These are hops.
Now, will these produce enough to make anything, or are you just...
Yes. I mean, we're doing this for decorative reasons. Mm-hmm. The idea is to create a green screen, which they will do. They'll grow up about 30 feet in about a month. They're one of the fastest growing plants in the world. The scientific name is Humulus lupulus.
Okay.
Means the earth wolf. It is a very tough plant, but it's a rhizome. It's a perennial rhizome.
And does it have to be trellised or anything, or is this pretty...
It really needs to be trellised, yeah. Okay. It thrives with the ability full sun and plenty of room to grow up. It likes to reach for the sky. So these here, if you look over here, these are the new growth. These are the hop shoots. These are going to turn into the plants. But if we come in here and nip these off, which we need to do, we really only want about 4 or 5 of them, to be the main growth.
Yeah.
But if you cut the head off, it just stops the growth. So basically, it's like taking the head off the snake.
Yeah.
But in here, there's roots that shoot underground, almost like bamboo, but they don't take over like bamboo does. But they're very tough, resilient plants, and you can get a yield off of it. If you grow one hop plant in your yard, you'll have enough to make some beer with, or there's all kinds of medicinal purposes for hops.
Really?
Sleep aids,
didn't know that.
digestion aids. You can make teas out of it. You can cook with the young shoots. They're like hop asparagus. They're actually very valuable in other markets like in
Really?
Europe.
I might have to try to grab some hop plants from you then.
Yeah, you can pickle them.
Oh. Pickled hops?
Pickled hop shoots.
Hop shoots? Wow. Like, so these right here, you talking about pickling that,
just
like
nip
that
off
small?
the young growth while it's still tender, and you can pickle these.
Wow.
You want to scrape the little hairs off the edge.
Uh-huh.
But they're about like asparagus. They call them hop asparagus or hop shoots. In Europe, they call them jettes de houblon. So look them up. They're very, very expensive. Like
I might have to try that.
very,
that sounds,
like
sounds
$300 a kilo.
Really?
Yeah.
Great day.
Yep. Because there's such a short growing season. By the time these things start popping up out of the ground like this, we only have a short window. If you wanted to harvest those, like today.
Yeah.
By tomorrow, they're going to be too fibrous and too big.
Oh.
And they're going to start jumping up to the sky. They need a lot of nitrogen. You can put chicken manure compost right on them. They don't burn them up, and they'll be impressive. They're going to be really pretty. They're going to smell great.
What is the growing season for hops?
So they're perennial rhizomes. So right about now, when the ground temperature starts warming up, they'll start poking their heads out the ground. They'll take until about May before they reach their full height. Then they start putting on hop cones, and those hop cones will be produced from about May-ish to October, where then we'll harvest them, take them all down, and start over again the next year.
Cool.
Yep, and they live to be 50 years plus if you let them.
So once they get their full height, you're just harvesting off the what do you call them?
The hop cones.
The hop cones.
Fresh growth hop cones. Yep.
And you'll leave the.
I'll harvest here in South Carolina because we have such a long growing season.
Right.
We're basically getting hops through the summer and into the fall. So we don't harvest them all at one time like they do out west, where they take the whole plant down and run it through a processing facility, a combine, where it separates the hop cones from the plant. What we'll do is pick them by hand.
Yeah.
It's a little more labor intensive, but it lets us be more selective over the type of hops that we pick for each beer.
Right.
So it's just a little different. But we love getting out there and doing it and getting our hands dirty.
Are you only growing one type of hop plant, or is there multiple types? Or?
There's hundreds of varieties that we've only found 3 that we really like to grow. We grow Cascade, Chinook, and Magnum, but we're open to trying new varieties. We're really just doing this more for the story and being able to show people the ingredients.
Right.
So it's not really trying to be a production farm. We're just trying to have, at least have a connection with our ingredients.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to come out here and you see essentially what you're drinking. I mean, that's
that's the idea.
Well, Matt, I appreciate you taking us around, showing us. I would definitely come out to Hazelwood anytime. Support a wonderful company. Make sure you come out April 22nd, all day long. Bring some plants, or just come hang out, enjoy some beer, some music, and some food. So appreciate y'all hanging out with us, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Yep. Check us out on hazelwoodbeerco.com, or follow us on our social media to stay updated on all our events and everything going on. Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.